JV deals made simple. How to co-wholesale and JV your real estate wholesaling deals. What's up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to JV, partnering up with other wholesalers and start splitting profits and working together and create win-win solutions with other wholesalers so you can go out there, start JVing deals and getting more profits, guys. I do a bunch of JVing deals on this real estate wholesaling channel, and that's a lot what I do. Like, a lot of you guys send me deals, and if it's in one of the markets I work with, I'll JV with you guys and we'll both make a ton of money. So guys, I love JVing deals. I want to teach you exactly how to start JVing deals today and how to get it going. So I'm really pumped up. I'm super excited. I love partnering up with you guys, and it's a great win-win. So before we get into it, guys, remember, you need to smash that like button and subscribe, get the most free value from me, and let's get in the video. So what is a JVing deal, or what's partnering up or co-wholesaling? You know, there's so many names for this. JVing or co-wholesaling is basically the process of partnering up with another wholesaler for a real estate wholesaling deal. Now, this is a completely different thing than if I have a partner and we're just doing a real estate wholesaling business. This is deal specific, and you really want to make it deal specific. You know, partnering up with someone is probably not the best idea for a lot of situations, unless you're like family or blood related. It's going to be very, very difficult. So one example of a JVing deal, I'll just give you an example of something I've done, is one of our subscribers actually DM'd me a deal they had here in Fort Pierce, Florida. And the deal was under contract for about $60,000, and they were all the way up in the Northeast, and they couldn't really find a buyer. You know, they found a really good deal that I think they pulled the code violations list or something and followed up with this person for months and months and months, and they finally got it under contract, and they couldn't find a buyer. And they DM'd me the deal, and they're like, Zach, I can't find a buyer for this deal. You know, is there something we can partner up with? And I kind of looked at it, and I'm like, fine. You know, they had it under contract for $60,000, and I knew there was a good buyer for around $80,000 for the deal. So I basically sent them a joint venture agreement, basically stating, hey, we agree to split the profits on this deal just between you and me and them. And a lot of trust I had to put in with them, but it was fine. I got the contract sent. I saw they put it on 60, and we were just going to split the deal. So what I did was I brought my cash buyer through. They're okay buying it for 80. We got pretty good cash buyers, and they went through and we split the deal. So basically a $20,000 assignment deal. On the assignment of contract basically stated I get 10, they get 10, and I made $10,000 doing that. I mean, that's the average JVing deal. You know, you can change the percentages all you want, but that's what JVing is. So let's sort of break down step by step exactly how to do that process, because I kind of explained a little fast there of how you can start JVing with other sellers with no money. You possibly could not even have done a real estate wholesaling deal, but if you know how to do these steps, you can do your first deal doing this too. So number one, for JVing or partnering up with someone, you got to find your JV partner, right? JV, guys, stands for joint venture or joint venturing. So JVing, partnering up, or co-wholesaling. Co-wholesaling is basically the same thing. They're all the same thing with different words. You know, gurus try to sell different courses on it. But basically the process of JVing, you got to find a partner. So how do we find a good partner? I have found if you want to find a good partner, you either got to decide what type of JVing you want to do. You could be the person who actually has the property under contract that's looking for someone who can actually sell the contract, that can actually find the cash buyers or the connections. For example, if I get a contract done in like Idaho and I don't know any cash buyers in Idaho, I can't find anyone, I can find an Idaho wholesaler who has cash buyers and partner up with them. Or you do it the other way where you're really good at finding cash buyers, but you're really bad at putting properties under contract. And maybe all you do is find cash buyers and you have the guy and you live in Idaho and hey, I got cash buyers, and you split the deals doing that. My best places to find JV partners are through Facebook groups, actually YouTube comments. You know, guys, I love going live, and people watch my lives. They love JVing in the comment section. Even the comments in this video, you know, if you are part of my channel, you're part of the select few. I mean, this isn't the biggest wholesaling channel ever on here, but this is the type of stuff that I actually give content every single day, 2 videos a day, guys. If you're watching this stuff, you know, you've been through the grinder, you're getting pretty good information, in my opinion, from me. And if you're in that comment section, you're providing value. You're actually out there. You're a go-giver. These are the people in the comments you should probably JV with, and get their email, phone number, call them, vet them, make sure they're good wholesalers and they know what they're talking about, and go from there. I would say Instagram's pretty good too. Go around Instagram, look for other wholesalers, people in the comment section, and just start that connection from there. Next thing is you keep networking with them, and then once you figure out that there's a deal ready to JV on, that's when you go. You got to figure out if you're going to put the property under contract or you're going to try to find the cash buyer. Just make a decision from there. And then from there, you guys have to sign a non-exclusive joint venture agreement if you have the property under contract. Let me reiterate this again. If you have the contract, if you're the one who put it under contract, you have most of the control in the JVing agreement. That's probably the biggest advantage of JVing. When you have the property under contract and you can't find the cash buyer, you pretty much control a lot of the deal. Then you're going to sign a non-exclusive joint venture partnership deal. We're working on it at freewholesaling.com, and you can always look them up online. There's plenty of just templates online for this, but make sure it's non-exclusive, that the cash buyer, the person you're JVing with on the buying side, they only get paid if they find the buyer. Let's say a buyer just comes out of the woodworks and you don't need the JV partner. You can be protected on this. It also protects you if that JV partner is terrible and they can't find a cash buyer and they still want 50% of your profits. Make sure it's non-exclusive. Next here, you got to figure out your splits. You know, when you have the property under contract, you sort of have to understand if you want to get sold fast, not. Most people, I would recommend a 50-50 split. If I go into a market and I spend my hard-earned marketing dollars, putting the property on contract, doing it, let's say doing like Kansas City, Missouri, I'm going to do a 70-30 split just to make sure, because I got a ton of wholesalers with cash buyers there that I can really leverage it pretty well. So I recommend, for me, I do a 70-30 split if you start doing a lot of volume, but for most people, 50-50 should be fine. I've seen 80-20 splits. 90-10's a little, I'm not a big fan of that, but I would either do a 50-50 or a 70-30 depending on your experience level. Step 2, have your JV partner or you market for the buyer. Next, you're going to bring the buyer through the property. Once they're okay with it, you're going to sign the assignment of contract. Now, really, you don't get too paid from the JV agreement. That's not going to be like the defining thing. A lot of the times, the title company is going to be like, I don't care if you have a JV agreement. It's all what the assignment of contract says, and that's pretty important. Also, make sure you never sign a JV agreement without actually looking at the contract, just to make sure. On the assignment of contract, what I want you to do is add an extra line for you. So on our free contract at freewholesaling.com, you already know we have very specific lines, and we very much disclose our assignment of contract to the cash buyer that we're making money on the deal. And I want you to disclose on there that, so let's say I'm partnering with a John Smith on this deal and they're finding me the cash buyer. What I'm going to do is add an extra line. Line 10, cash buyer agrees to pay Zach Ginn an assignment fee of $10,000. And then an extra line you're going to put in two. These are two extra lines. I mean, the one line there is already put in there, so add this extra line. Cash buyer also agrees to pay an additional $10,000 to John Smith LLC at the transaction. And then line 3, so in total, cash buyer agrees to pay a total of $20,000 in assignment fees to John Smith and Zach Ginn at $10,000 each, just so it's disclosed, so there's no discrepancy at all for the assignment of contract. And our free contract and a free assignment of contract at freewholesaling.com basically covers it all. Next, you got to make sure the assignment of contract signed by you and the JV partner and then the cash buyer. What we're going to do is send that to the title company, confirm with the title company that you're both getting paid on the transaction and everything's all smooth. And then boom, it's closing day. You both profit. You should both get your checks. That is how you JV or co-wholesale. Some of the biggest tips I give to you is, I've learned this in real estate, unfortunately, the hard way, is if you partner up with enough JV partners, you're going to have to deal with some that are going to try to screw you. And I hate saying that. It wrenches my stomach just to tell you the truth here, but it breaks my heart. But unfortunately, in real estate, there's a lot of shady people, especially in wholesaling, and you have to expect the unexpected. Sometimes a JV partner will probably put you under contract on a JV agreement, and they might not even have a cash buyer, or they might not even have a cash buyer's list. And they're just trying to randomly find someone or put it on Facebook, and they think they're going to find the cash buyer doing that. That's why it's pretty important you vet your person and understand. That's why I make sure you do in a non-exclusive JV agreement. Unfortunately, I've seen it all. I've done enough deals where people have tried to screw me, but I put these protections in place so I don't get screwed on it. I just hate seeing other YouTubers for wholesaling say, oh, just sign a JV agreement, everything's all nice and dandy. You're going to have to expect some people trying to screw you, and have that expectation in place. Don't have a scarcity mindset, but don't go out there and expect everything to be super awesome and beautiful. Just expect some unexpected stuff and make sure you stay protected and use common sense. That's how you JV and co-wholesaling or real estate wholesaling deals. Guys, if you have any questions at all, please comment them below. I answer every single YouTube comment personally myself. Rick sometimes does it, but it's mostly me. So go out there, comment something, like this video, subscribe. I truly appreciate it. It means the world to me. And I'll see you soon, guys. Comment below also. Have you ever done a JV deal? Let me know what you think, your opinions on it. I know everyone's different around the country, so I'd love to hear your opinions. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Like this video and subscribe, and have a blessed one.